But it is, and I don't have a lot to share, honestly, aside from what I shared last week. I don't have any like new updates or anything. There she is. There's Timmi. But it is April 17th, so we are halfway through this month. I will be honest, like our team numbers are kind of low, like the people and our volume's low. I don't know, if it's just like a slow month with Easter and everything. I just want to encourage you guys, like, even if you're at Success Club 0, if you have Success Club points, like, guys, just go for it. Like, just be out there connecting, inviting, following up with people. Like, there are people out there that can benefit from our health and fitness accountability groups. I promise. And, in talking, especially to a lot of new coaches, like I hear you guys second guessing yourselves or, holding back and not inviting because you're not sure what people are going to say. But guys, you've just got to, honestly, you've just got to do it. Like, you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to talk to people. You've got to be following up with people. You've got to be connecting with people. And, it does sound a little bit scary, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get at it and the more you find your voice. So, don't wait until you feel like you're comfortable enough to do it. You've got to just go out there, honestly, and start doing it. And, you slowly get over that fear. And I mean, even today, I've been a coach for 2.5, almost 3 years. Like, I still get nervous sometimes about inviting people to challenge groups or especially to coaching because, that fear of what are they going to think? What are they going to think I'm selling them or something like that? But it comes down to basically, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in our challenge groups. I believe in our workout programs. I believe in Shakeology. And if I don't share with people, either somebody else is going to share with them and sign up with them as a coach, or they're just not going to get that help at all that they need. Okay. And so, don't let fear hold you back for sure. But let's see, let me switch over here to share with you guys. We talked last week. I'm going to kind of breeze through this a little bit because we already talked about this last week, but it is important. So, our new flavors came out last week. I actually emailed everyone today who is a customer, has been a customer, either in my business center or Matt's or my second business center, people who filled out my WooFoo form. I emailed everybody today and shared a recipe with them, shared with them about the new flavors of Shakeology, and I also shared about my Ultimate Reset group that's going to happen in May, hopefully. And so, get this information out there to people that are either already in your Coach Online office or people that you have contacted before about, Shakeology and challenge groups. You can make a post about this. When I get my bag of vanilla in, I'll definitely talk about it. I don't like to post stock images at all, so I haven't really talked about it a whole lot, but I will be talking about these 2 new flavors, and I definitely told everybody that's in my challenge groups already. As soon as I heard about it, I posted about it. So, guys, one of the biggest things that we can do for ourselves to build stable businesses, to build, that income that's going to last for a while is to create loyal Shakeology customers. All right. Growing a team obviously is the biggest way to grow your income and to increase your impact. But, just on a day-to-day basis, we should be definitely creating loyal Shakeology customers. And that comes by educating them, talking about it on social media, sharing that we're doing it, and, definitely giving our challengers a good experience and checking in on them regularly. All right. So that was one of the things I wanted my customers and my challengers to know, that those new flavors came out. Of course, we've got these 2 new programs. We talked about that last week. You can look those up in the FAQs. They're fun. They're exciting. The Beachbody's already got that UB2 stuff out there. So, just be thinking about people that could benefit from that. For Success Club this month, Beachbody is given, if you hit Success Club 5, you earn a backpack, this branded backpack, which is kind of cool. That would be awesome for Summit for sure. Summit is coming up very quickly. If you do not have your ticket yet, there's only a limited amount of time that you can get it with that $100 discount. So make sure that if you are planning to go to Summit, you get your ticket now, because if you just wait much longer, you'll have to pay the full price. And so Summit's amazing. It's lots of fun. It's tons of information. You'll walk away overloaded, but it's very important for your businesses. And then lastly, Success Club. I said our numbers were low. We just don't have as many people on the board as we have in the past, and a lot of people are just hanging out at 2 points, 4 points. So I do want to encourage you guys, like, go for Success Club this week. Actually, I'm going to put out a challenge. Whoever hits Success Club this week, like, I'm going to send you a prize from my prize box, okay? And, you know, like, I feel like there's just no reason why, like, everybody can't hit it, especially if you've got points on the board this week. Like, Easter's over. People are looking for a change. I mean, it's what, like 6 weeks to Memorial Day. I think that Carl Deichler put out that video today about the Memorial Day challenge. Like, you know, guys, use that. Talk about that. Post about Shakeology. Go live this week and tell people what your challenge groups are about. If you don't have your points yet, push your start date back. Push it back a week. That's okay. You can post on social media and say, you know, I wanted to open this group up to as many people as possible so I can help as many people as possible this month. And I've decided to push it back a week because I know some people were waiting until taxes were filed or until after Easter was over, you know, whatever. You can talk about it however you want to. But don't just sit and wait for the end of the month to come to reach for Success Club, because, like, I know, like, I push you guys. Like, I'm not even going to pretend like I don't. I push you guys. Like, I've been messaging you guys and saying, hey, are you going for Success Club? What's holding you back? Like, I push you guys because I believe in you and I know you can do it. Like, I don't, honestly, guys, like, I don't invite anybody to my team anymore that I don't believe in. Like, I'm looking for people that I think would make great coaches. And everybody on this team that's listening to this call, you have the potential to do something great with this business. But a lot of times we've got to get over our fear. We've got to get over just worrying about what other people are going to think. If I invite them, what are they going to think about me posting all the time? Because honestly, like I said, if you're not inviting people, somebody else is. So, you know, you want to help as many people as possible. So just go for it this week. All right. And that's all I've got. I know Timmi is going to share with us about Instagram. And I think, are you just going to share your screen? Is that what you're going to do, Timmi? Is that okay? Okay. I'm going to mute myself.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Okay, so I said I wasn't going to do slides. I'm just going to do share my screen, and I couldn't stand it. And so I did a few slides. So I'm going to go ahead. Can y'all hear me good? My internet is really slow. So let me know if I have issues. But so I'm going to do a little bit of both. I did a little bit of slides, and then I'm also going to share my screen. So let me pull up my slides real quick. Okay, can you start to see it loading? Okay. It's thinking. All right, so I just have, and I've been kind of playing with just some Instagram tools lately. I feel like I reach a lot of bakers and I can also reach some teachers and some other people that are kind of in our niche. And I'm not going to talk about that. We've talked about that before, about like the people that your story, and those are the people that, you know, find your 5 things and stuff. So those are things we've also talked about before in previous. So if you haven't seen it, we have definitely talked about finding your niche in some previous calls. But so I've been really kind of playing around with it and trying to see what tools work best. So and I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit more attraction with it. Just yesterday I did my Sunday night post, and I had 2 people fill out my woohoo form from Instagram, and so it feels like it's slowly building. And I will start with saying it is not something like Facebook where you can just send somebody a message because they're your best friend. I mean, unless it is your best friend on Instagram, but you are definitely building relationships. So it definitely takes some time and consistency, but it's stuff that can be done. I do know there are different people that are worried about posting on Facebook as much as I, you know, want them to, and we encourage you to do that, because if you have people that you have things in common with and you already have formed those relationships with, you can form relationships with Instagram people too. It's just going to take a little bit longer, so know that up front. So I'm going to start off with just real quick, just some tips on the actual Instagram app. And some of them you may already know, but I just wanted to go over them. So you can, on your profile, and you can see it over here on the left, I list the things that I kind of am or who I am, so that when people come to my page, they can actually see probably the things that I'm going to post about. So I post a lot about my faith, and my kids are on there. I post about my little Maltese dog. I post a lot about was a baker in my previous, job. And I say a foodie wannabe because I don't think my pictures are that great, and I'm trying, but, I like to post pictures of foodie. And I've started really talking to more teachers lately. So I just recently added that in because I used to teach 3rd grade and kindergarten. And I don't really talk and pre-K. And I don't talk about that too much. But I noticed that there seems to be a lot of teachers on Instagram. So it has helped talking to different more people. So the way I have it organized in a nice little list is I actually go into the notes section of my phone, and I typed it all out in my notes section, and then I copy and paste it into your profile page. So if you want to do a nice little line like that, you can do that. And you're also allowed one link that is clickable. And so you have to think about, what do you want to use for that link? And so that's the link where you could tell people in your post, that's your call to action. If you would like more information about my group or more information about coaching, then please click the link in my profile. So like kind of the terminology that you use. So you can put different things in there. People try different things. Some people say blog. Some people say, you could put a recipe in there. Like if you would like the recipe, you can, that I'm talking about here, click the link in my profile. Some people say Facebook, give them your Facebook page. Other people have said actually a Facebook group, like you have a sneak peek to coaching, put a link to your sneak peek into coaching. And so you leave that up for the 2 weeks that you're talking about coaching, or whenever you have a post up. Some people actually will have like, what is a challenge group, and so they can put that link in there and say, if you'd like more information about my challenge groups, please click below. And all that can be found in your settings. So you click on the little screwdriver thing up there, the little gear wheel, you go into settings, and you can edit your profile. You can actually put your WooFoo form in there. However, you cannot just put the WooFoo form link. You have to go and create, or at least last time I checked, you can't put the woofoo.com link in there. You have to go to either tiny URL, and all that does is it makes a different URL and it makes it short, and you can create it. So see here, I copied and pasted my WooFoo form, and I went to tinyurl.com. And I just named that. They asked you what you want it to be named, and I named it Timmi Parks. So when they go to that and they click on that, it goes to where I want them to go. And so I can use that link. And for whatever reason, the WooFoo form just doesn't work. So you can. BitLink is like the same thing. You just type that into Google, and you will type your tiny URL into Google, and you'll find exactly what you need. It's real basic. You put the long link of what you want, and it gives you a little short and condensed link. And so I even use that even for my Facebook posts and stuff. Sometimes instead of, it saying WooFoo, blah, 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 I'll just put like a little tiny URL. I think one says Timmi Park, one says Join Team Sweet Life. So it's just real simple and direct. The next thing is you have the option to have a personal page or a business profile. It's kind of cool. The reasons and benefits of it, there's a contact button on top of your, whenever you go to your profile. You don't see it in mine, but if someone goes to my page, they see a contact button, and you can have it be your email address. They can click that. You also get emailed insights, which is good. So your insights will let you know what, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Your insights can let you know, and there's several different ways to get insights, but it'll let you know. Let me see if I can get this to work. There we go. Okay. So, go to my home, my little page down here. And so you can see the contact, and then you can see my edit profile right there. So I just blanked out what I was talking about. Hold on, let me move this. Whoop. Oh, the insights. Okay, so you see this cute little, the 3 lines at the very top next to the gear. So if you pull that up there, it's going to give you your top posts. It's also going to tell you how many followers you had, and it's just going to give you some insights. And you can swipe through and you can see the different, like, all the just different statistics. And so you can look, you can see where the majority of the people are. You can see and click on women and see most of the people that like my page, the majority are 25 to 34. You kind of can see where you're doing that. The followers, what time do they get on? So it looks like 9 o'clock on Mondays would be like a good time for me to do a call of action post. I also think I've looked before, and my Thursdays at 9 o'clock seems to be like a really good time for me to post. So there's just different ways. It's just kind of a good way of looking to see how you can know where to send your call to action post, because a lot of times you don't really know where to send things. So if you do change it to a business profile, you are able to go ahead and have those insights. It's real easy to do. It just right here is clicked on the gear, and you can click on let's say switch to business account, and you can easily go back to your personal account. So you can go back and forth with it and you can play with it. I've done both, and I just liked having the insights and it's sent to you. Another benefit of Instagram is that most of you probably do know is you can go ahead and have your account, and I have you see here in this picture, it says Timmi Park Wellness and Twitter are clicked. When I do a post, I actually can have it go straight to whatever page I want it to go. You could do it to your personal page if you prefer and you don't have a like page, or you can do it to your like page. I have it go to my like page personally, because sometimes I put a little bit more personal stuff on my personal page, but my business page on Facebook and Instagram are both very similar. So I like to put some quotes on there, and I like to put recipes, and I like to give some tips. So it's just a little time saver if you have it clicked all that. And so I show on this next thing, and that I didn't even realize till recently, that I knew there was filters, but I didn't know there was edit features. And so I thought that was kind of cool. And so you can actually choose, and let me see if I can pull it back up again. So you can go into and add a picture. And I was playing with one here, but if I wanted to pull up a picture, just like I have anything else, you could obviously put your different filters in. But then you can also, sorry guys. So you have all the different filters right there, and it's going to start moving in a second. But then you can also click edit, and you can do the different things to it, just like adding, you can change it with different things. And I just wanted to show this because not everyone knows. You can sharpen, and you can even do the blur. So if you realize that you have a really messy room, and you don't want to use the actual whole post because you have like stuff over here and things are real blurry, then you can actually use that. I mean, I know some of us use a lot of other things, but if you get to show the picture and all of a sudden you realize, oh no, I need to fix that, it's just kind of quick to do in that. So it's just kind of a cool tool. You can play with all those different things. So that's definitely something you can play with. The next different ones is, did you know you can actually save a draft, which I think is kind of cool, because a lot of times if you're busy on the weekends or you're busy out working and you don't have time, you can actually save a draft on Instagram. And it took me a while to figure it out. I heard people talk about it, but I would like put a picture in there and then I didn't actually type it up, but you have to actually type the words in there. So I'm going to share real quick again, and that you can, see here. So I'm going to show you. So right here down, it's taking a little second. This where I'm going to move these right here down here. It says drafts. And so what all you have to do is you can click on it, and then it will bring up already what you say. So you just have to add your little caption. So whatever you want to do, and then it's already down there at the bottom. These are the 4 that I have saved as drafts, just to kind of show you. And I played with all the filters on this one because I was goofing around just so I can show you the different things. But you can have those already ready. And so you don't have to worry about have it already typed up and ready to go. And then all you have to do is click on it and hit your next. And then you're able to add your caption, or if you already want your caption already in there, it's already in there, and then you just have to share. It's a good, definitely time saver for whenever you're definitely at work or you're on the go. And so one of the things I've done lately, and it really seems to help, and I'm gonna make this bigger so y'all can see, is that I'm adding and mentioning different things. So it seems like Instagram, they really want to, they want value. It's like kind of like a magazine. And so they definitely played like the shout out game on Instagram. So one of the things I started paying attention to more as is like where I got my tank top. And I might, and so I'm gonna, if I got it on Etsy, I'm going to and I'm gonna call out that person. I'm loving my tank from Call It Cute was one of the last ones I did. And she ended up sharing my post on her Instagram feed saying, I'm so excited someone's, wearing my outfit. And so it kind of gives you like a free little shout out game. Leggings, I've done the leggings before. And also real seems to be popular is like different snack bars. So I've used like Thunderbird snack bars. So I'll say, I'm enjoying these snack bars because really people are wanting to look for the value, and you're adding, you're giving them tips. And so you want to find that little symbol, the @ symbol, and then you're going to, talk about like true, in this picture, I was talking about the True Roots quinoa and Love My Silk cashew milk. And so I started noticing that if you're adding those a little bit more, it kind of brings more attention to you, and people might see it, and they also kind of share your things, and you're letting them know, instead of just like, here's my recipe, that people seem to really want to know the brand names that you're actually using. So whatever products it is, the Lara bars, or if you're using, any type of, Quest bars, whatever it is, people want to see that and they find that as value. So one of the things I like to do is to keep my hashtags in the comments instead of typing everything all out and then having your hashtags in your actual post, because it keeps it cleaner. And so I know Rachel has talked about this before. You can put dashes or you can put your lines, and it kind of, what it does is in your comments, it kind of collapses it. And so you would have to open it up to see it, so they don't see all those different hashtags. So you're allowed 30 hashtags. So I really suggest that you find some 30 hashtags that are really you, that you can kind of keep in your notes, that if you don't have time to do hashtags, you can throw that in there. But you definitely want to think of some ones that are about you that you can use. And this one was about different ones. When I post a picture of Emma, those are the groups that I use and save. So here's kind of like the general rule, what I was told about. So you're allowed 30 hashtags. 15 of them could be about you. So if you're a dog mom, or if you are a teacher, or if you're a baker, or if you whatever else that describes you, you can find those hashtags to help you find them. And then the other 15 could be about the post, whatever else you're doing. So like I could talk about with this fruit and the cereal, I could add in quinoa and cashew milk and berries and healthy breakfast, healthy snacks. But then I can also add in, custom cookie designer, or I could also, I teach kinder or something like that, because it is me, and it's okay because people can still connect with me being, teaching kindergarten or having a baking hashtag in there, but also giving those tips right there. So I store my hashtags. I have some of them in my notes that I use for like just real quick, but I have a Google Doc, or you could use Evernote, and you can figure out your hashtags real quick. So I'm going to show you, and I shared this in the group real quick. It was called Display Purposes. And so all you have to do is you have to think about different, you can put up to 3 words in there. So like I could type in, one I use a lot is decorated sugar cookies. And so it's going to give you some hashtags that are kind of popular to go with that. But then if I also think I have a Maltese dog. So it's going to give me some more hashtags to go with both of them. And then the last one, if I want to say, hey, I'm a football mom, it's going to give me some more. And so then you can see here, it says limit, and you can move it. So if you don't want as many, but you're allowed 30 hashtags. So I think it's kind of fun to get the 30. If you scroll down a little bit more, they'll show you which ones they chose. And if you need to switch them out, you're welcome to switch it out. So it's kind of fun, like if you don't know like your generic hashtags, which ones you would do, this kind of helps create to it. You may want to actually go in there and click on those before you start using them, because who knows, you know, sometimes you think, well, I'm not really sure what that might be, and you want to double check it. But it's kind of fun to kind of play around with it. So then you kind of have like start getting a basis. So I started doing some, like if I post a snack, and I started doing healthy snack, healthy breakfast, and so it would give me a little group. So now I have like little hashtags stored for when I'm talking about football with my boys, or if I'm talking about Maltese dogs, I have a group of hashtags for that. If I'm talking about baking or a health group or something, I have a different section of hashtags that I can use for that. So let me go back to my slides. So that was what I was showing here, and it was called display purposes, and it's going to bring it up again here. And it just helps you kind of get familiar with hashtags. So they are hashtags that you can also use to put under your, you know, in your comments in your posts, but they are also ones that you can use to look for people that you think you're going to have a vibe with. So if you are, you know, like I've talked to some people about adoption, and so if that's what they're gonna, if they have a connection with some of those people, they could hashtag that different stories, adoption stories, or things like that, because they'll have that in common with those people. Then another, so these are just going to talk about some tips on some third-party resources. Something new I just found out, it's something called BlueStacks. And so I'm going to actually show you. Direct messaging on Instagram is a little bit hard because it's just not as convenient, as you can't put any links in it and stuff. So I was just kind of looking for something different. And I ended up Googling and found this, which is BlueStacks. And you could just Google it. It's BlueStacks. I don't know. I think someone said if you have an Apple computer, you have to do an extra step to do it. This is just, I have just a normal Windows computer. But it's just something you download and you click on it, and you can type in Instagram. It actually brings up Instagram on your computer so you can see it. So I don't use this to scroll through, and I don't use it for this. I just use it for Messenger, because what I can do is, as you see up here at that red dot, I can click on that dot and it brings me my messages. There's a button over here where you can turn it and it makes my messages bigger. I'll just give it a second. And this was free, so you can go ahead and download it. Let's see if it does it again. It's thinking. Sorry, guys, my computer's real slow. But it brings up your messages in a larger thing. So it allows me to sit and type on the computer, because I work a lot better and more efficiently on my computer than on my phone. So let me try it again if it works. So, man. One more time. You saw that it brought it up, but you can click on, oh, there we go. And so then it just makes it wider for you. So you can click on, like I have 8 messages. I gotta get my button gear and get those answered. And so if I wanted to, I'll open one that I've already opened before. So I've talked to the different person. You can just type in here, you can type your message, and then down at the bottom, you can hit send. So it's just a little bit easier than I can copy and paste it and put it in my notes section of however I'm tracking, or it just makes it bigger. I mean, you can definitely use your phone. It's just an option in case you want to do it on your computer. So I'm going to pull up the screen again, the slide, just so you can see what it was called. It was called BlueStacks. And it's that little, the colored rainbow thing. So that's just something maybe you just want to take a minute and Google if you want a chance to do it. And I just downloaded it and started playing around with it. So a couple other third-party resources are, there is a website called Webs2Me, and this is free. It kind of helps you with your stats. It helps you create lists, and it helps you be able to like and comment on your actual computer, because sometimes scrolling through Facebook takes a little bit more time. So I'm going to show you real quick what that would look like. And I think I already have it ready to go. And so all you really need to do is to, it'll ask you what your ID is for Instagram, and you just put in your ID and it pulls it up. So what it does here, are you guys in the way? I don't know if you can see yourselves or if it doesn't show you that. Okay, so it pulls up my profile because I tried to get everything ready so I didn't have to watch me log into everything. But it kind of tells you your stats, just kind of like what Instagram does if you have a business. So it tells you how many total posts you have, how many different followers. And so you can just kind of look, these are my different posts, look which ones have done a little bit better. But I think this is neat. You can see the different, it'll tell you like which hashtags you've used the most. So it's kind of interesting, and I'll show you how you can use that in a different way. You can see which posts you've liked recently by over here in the corner. So if you can, if you've liked some posts recently, then you want to go back and you want to message that person or you want to talk to them, you definitely can do that from there. It gives you just some different information. It tells you like you can play with it over here, and I won't go through all of it, but it'll tell you like same thing, your engagement and how you can just kind of play with it, how many times you posted, if you lost followers, gained followers. I never pay attention if I lost and gained followers because it just messes with your mind. You're going to lose and gain followers all the time, so don't even mess with that. But this is the part I wanted to show you, is that you could make custom feeds. So on here, you can say create a custom feed. And so like if I was going to use a baking, and you can create a couple lists. So these are just different people. I just put a couple people in the list. And so in here, I put people that I want to inspire. These are people I'm about to start having a message with. So I want to make sure that I start liking their comments. Liking their posts, and then I can comment on, whether or not either I like their cookie design or I like this and that or what I liked about it. And so I'll have separate, and I'll pull them up when I go in there. So I have one for baking, and then you could do one for like dream coaches that you've already maybe talked to people about things, or they already talk about health and wellness and things like that, or you're just friends with them. And so you definitely want to touch base with those. It'd be the same thing as creating lists and just writing down the people that you want to talk to. It just actually creates it and then pulls up their feed in there. So you can add, I believe, 20 people in each of these lists. And so you can be able to make sure that you can like their posts and stuff just right there, just by clicking on the heart. So you can go ahead and like that. And I believe you should be able to, let me see one that I haven't here. You should be able to click on the comment, and you can be able to leave comments too. So if I wanted to, I can just go ahead and leave a comment right there, and it's going to post it right to her, right to that page. But it's just a way to kind of gather the people to make sure that you're staying in contact with the people that you want to talk to. So let me get out of here real quick. Another resource, and it was a great one, and I still use it because I did see lots of benefits from it, is Iconosquare. This one you have to pay for, and I don't remember the actual price because I think it's changed. But the reason why I like this one is because you can actually comment on people's, like, they will let you know when you have a comment on your post. So let me show you that just real quick. And it does the same thing. It allows you to have tracking. It shows you the, the insights and stuff, but like definitely try the ones that are free first. I definitely would not talk about even investing in anything. This is something that I just recently did. And the only difference about it, so I was just going to show you the same type thing. It's going to show you your different, same type thing. Here, I'm just going to go over here at the overview real quick. And I'll just tell you the same kind of statistics. And you can see like when people are on more often and not, in that lovely picture of me in my mask. But so I'm going to show you this one because this is why I like this one. It'll keep track of your comments. How often do you go? And if you have a lot of people starting to like your pages and you're starting to like your posts, you kind of lose when they actually comment in there. So in this little spot, it actually has a place where you have comments, and you can go in there and you can click and you can respond right from here. And then you can make sure you're responding to all of the different people on your page. So I think it's really important to remember that, you know, Instagram, sometimes people post and they don't go back to it and see if anyone commented. And sometimes you'll get real generic posts and you kind of, it's like definitely a computer generated type post. I honestly still reply to them and just say something like, hey, thanks for supporting my page, or I'm glad you like this post, just because I want other people to see that I will comment and I will interact with them. And that I want them to see that, you know, I'm a person that wants to interact with them. And so even if it is like, I feel like it's a computer generated, I definitely still go ahead and share with them and just comment on their posts. So in like how I said, Instagram is a lot different for the fact that you actually have to find people. I mean, some people will find you through hashtags, but I believe that, you know, you have to do your part of it. And I just kind of thought it was kind of funny because I was thinking you have to show yourself friendly. So a man who has friends must show himself friendly. Proverbs 18:24. And so you, those hashtags that we talked about and finding, and you will look up those hashtags and you will find people that you think you would connect with. So in both the Websta.me and both the app and both Icona Square, you're able to look up hashtags and it'll bring up a list of people that are, and so all those different platforms you can look up decorated sugar cookies and you can see all the people that have posted, so you can like and comment on their posts or talk about it. So look for common interests. Are you a scrapbooker? Because that's huge also on Instagram. People are always posting their designs. So whatever your different hobby is, then you can look up that hashtag and find other people. You're looking for common interests and common hobbies, and so you want to add 3 to 5 new people a day. And so it's kind of different. It's not like you send a friend request. You actually are going to have to kind of, Instagram is more like, if you like me, I'll like you. If you follow me, I'll follow you. So you have to go and show yourself friendly. So the kind of the basic rule I was been teaching or been learning about is 5-3-1. So when you go to someone's profile, if a picture catches your eye, you go to their profile, you're going to like 5 of their posts, you're going to comment on 3 of their posts, and then you're going to follow them, which is your 1. So like and comment on photos of the people that you have things in common. And then kind of the law of Instagram, and it's not a written law, is that they're going to end up going to your page and check you out and see if you're someone that can follow them. So what I thought was kind of neat with the Websta.me is that you can see hashtags that other people use. So when you go to Websta for that and you click on a username and you can scroll down through analytics and scroll down, you can actually see what somebody else posts and what they use as their hashtag. So I think this is kind of neat. So I wanted to show it real quick. If my computer wasn't so slow, it would go a little bit faster for us. So let's look here. All right, so this girl, she's a friend of mine from church back when I went to high school, and so she's just real precious and real cute, and she's definitely one of my dream coaches that I'll talk about because she's real cute. And then analytics, so I'm just going to click on that, and if I scroll down, it's going to give me the same thing. So you can see this is like the different, this is not as popular, these are the different filters she uses, but then these are the different hashtags that she has used it, and that usually she uses more. So, but she has definitely talked about, she's had an eating disorder, so she talks a lot about an eating disorder and being recovering from it, and how, you know, she lives more awareness about it and stuff, and she has such a great story. So I just always kind of share and talk to her about things, how she has such a great story. But you can use that. So like if you found somebody like a Maltese mom or something like that, or you found a football mom that you want to connect with, you can actually look at their hashtags and see what they use, and that will help you. Like, that's like going to your friends of friends list. So you're trying to make more friends, you're going to use their hashtags and see like, oh, is there more people that I can connect with out there that I didn't even realize that there was hashtags for. So it's just an idea to kind of play with it. And again, this Websta, which is Websta.me, is free, so you can kind of use it and play around with it to kind of see how it helps you with your business. So like I said before, you're going to respond to all of your comments, and you can either do that in the Instagram app or you can do that in Icona Square. Like I said, I would definitely, for a long time, I just did it with Icona Square. And so real quick, I said something about what is the difference between stories and feed. So the difference between the stories, if you can see it at the top, you can see I have a different links or different pictures up there, and you can see a little eyeball and it sees a number on it. So the stories is more of a behind the scenes outlook of your life. It's more of just kind of like a quick little movie, like, hey, this is what I got. Isn't this fun? Hey, check out how quick streaming on demand is. And that your actual feed is generally more of the pretty picture, because Instagram is very visual. It was kind of made that way to be more of like a fun magazine and to give you tips and suggestions, but it's supposed to look pretty. So your feed is going to look more like a magazine flipping through, and your behind the scenes and your stories that are up at the top, that's kind of the down and dirty kind of thing. This is kind of like what's going on when you're making your meal prep and it's a disaster and stuff. And then the picture that you use for your feed, is more of the pretty lidded picture. Picture that's all lit up. So this is a great idea, and I've really started using this, connecting more. The people that are using and looking through all my pictures, I'll go through, and the people's name that I'm seeing a lot is when I'll start connecting with them, because the people that are looking through your stories, or the people that use stories themselves, understand Instagram. So they understand, they kind of get more about the messaging, and they kind of get with communicating with people because they're already using stories. So I will go through my stories and see people that have liked it lately, and I've told them, hey, thanks for always going through my stories. I appreciate your support. You know, are you going, if they've liked maybe a lot of my food pictures or something, I'll talk about health and wellness. But then also at the top where other people, and you see other people's on there and they're posting different things, go through their stories and see what it is, because you can click at the bottom, it says send the message, and you can quickly send them the message. So I noticed that when I do that and contact them, almost everybody who I send a quick message to are more apt to go ahead and email you back, because they kind of get Instagram. They're already on it. They're using the stories. They're using it a lot. And so they kind of get it, and they're going to actually message you back. Ooh, that kind of got messy. No, baby. So I'll put these slides in there. My slide got all kind of wacky, but like Instagram hashtags are just like your main thing. And so I kind of looked up and saw like what, because people get stuck. I don't know what to put. So I found some hashtags that you can just use for the week. And so I just put them in there, and I figured I'd put the slides in there, and so y'all can see them. And just a few little hashtag tips. So avoid using very popular hashtags on your posts, like cute or love or happy, because there's so many of them. As soon as you do it, your picture is just going down. It's going straight down to the bottom, because everyone's clicking happy, cute, and stuff like that. And so your feed is just going to get lost very quickly. So not that you want to be so particular where you're saying, I never miss a Monday because every day I work out. You don't want them to be so long that no one else is going to click on them, but you do want to use them where you can tell that not everybody and millions of people have used them. So avoid using too many Beachbody hashtags like 21 Day Fix, Shakeology, because all you're end up going to do is you're going to attract other coaches to you. And so you definitely don't want to, because other people are going to be looking those up in their coaches. A lot of times we've talked about that the general public doesn't know what a challenge pack is, or they don't know necessarily enough about Shakeology. So try to not use those Beachbody hashtags, because those are really, you're not following the people. You're not really getting the people that you want to follow you. Avoid lots of hashtags in your actual post, and I talked about that real quick, but save them for your comments, because it just makes it look a little bit nicer and neater, and that you're just sharing the value of it and not actually trying to connect with a bunch of people. So it just looks nice. Another tip would be to capitalize the first letter of each word. So like I did never miss a Monday, and I capitalized the first letter versus running it all together, because sometimes people have to take a minute to kind of figure it out. And that pretty much is just if you have it going to, like I have my stuff going to Facebook and it's connected. So it just kind of makes it so people can read it a little bit nicer. So I said, don't forget, you can have 30 hashtags. Don't miss out. So if you're posting and not using your hashtags, you're definitely missing out on having a couple people that could be seeing your things. And then I said, definitely keep some basic hashtags in your pocket, keep them in your notes. And then that way, if you're kind of stumped on what to put, it's already you. If you're a scrapbooker or a baker or a dog mom, or you're a professional, whatever it is, have the group of 30 kind of already put together, so that you can already add them. So these are mine. I just kind of a picture of what I have. So I actually have this in Google Documents. So I have a section that says cookies and teachers. I have a section that says dog, and I have a coaches and teachers. I have one that talks about different groups. So I just like some, if I do a snack hashtag, these are the ones that I use. If I do a lunch hashtag, then those are the ones that I use. If I do one for dinner or for meal prep, those are ones I kind of use. And to be honest, some of them I just put in meal prep and found that display purposes, and I copied and pasted some of those in there, but then I also kind of created my own to be in there. So, create a document, whether or not it's in your notes section or if it's in your phone, Google Docs, Evernote, however you want to use it. So that way you're not having to sit down and think every time you have a post and try to think of all 30 hashtags. So relationships are definitely key, whether or not it's Instagram or Facebook. So pay attention to who likes and comments on your posts. Obviously, just the same thing as Facebook. If they're liking and comment, they have some interest. Reply to all your comments, even if you think they're computer generated. It shows that you interact with your tribe. I've noticed that you would get a ton of like just weird thumbs up, way to go, and just kind of weird stuff on there. But I noticed that when I started interacting with those more, it just kind of caused people to kind of slowly start interacting more. And I'm starting to get a little bit more interaction with my comments because I'm showing people, no matter what, if it looks like a fake comment or not, I am still definitely, interacting with them. So build relationships before inviting, just like Facebook. Don't be, I still get all these things like, you'd be great for my team, and or do you want to join my challenge group, or try this? And I'm thinking, you didn't even go to my page, because I'm doing the same thing too. So definitely build that relationship up a little bit more, just like Facebook when you're inviting. Just like Facebook, share your story, and then be a go-getter and a go-giver is what we talk about so much. So what I thought was kind of cool is I heard 7-to-1 is your ratio to add a value post to a call to action post. So I thought that was kind of neat to hear that. So you want to add so much value of like some great, I'll share a lot about like the sesame oil or coconut aminos, because people kind of want to know like what brand do you use and things like that. So adding those, or adding a recipe and stuff. So those value, and then add a call to action post where you can say, hey, I'm creating a next challenge group. Do you have more interest in it? And then all your information that you want to do. So the more you give to others, the more you will receive. Okay. So I think I tried to do the screen share as I was doing it so you can kind of see what I was talking about, but yet it made my computer slow, so it was kind of hard. So I hope that was kind of helpful to know that there are tools out there to use that you don't have to pay for, and that you just have to, okay, so real quick, 30 per comment. So 30 per post. So you're allowed 30 hashtags per post, not per comment. Like if you try to put 31, it'll say there's an error, you have to retry. So does anyone have questions? I'll put the slides in because I figured most likely people would want to just kind of look back and be like, what was that name she was talking about, and stuff like that.
So you just start conversations on Instagram like you do on Facebook?
Yeah, I do. Now, I mean, I have, some of it's I go for more of the hobbies. I don't necessarily do like dream coaches on there because there's still like so much fitness and stuff on there. I definitely go for the hobbies, and I'm talking more for challengers. So like I do feel like a lot of people that I've talked to are bakers, and so I will use that. So like if your hobby would be, knitting or gardening, I definitely go to that, and then I comment and like on their post. And then if I really see a cool post, like if I see like a really cool cake that I like, I will direct message them and be like, oh my gosh, that princess cake was so adorable. Was that fondant or buttercream that you used or something? So I kind of use like the terminology that I know, so that it's like I'm not a weirdo, you know what I mean? So like I'm not just a stranger. So you kind of find that connection, or oh, I love that picture that you posted of your daughter, or a football mom, or something like that. But I'll definitely like and comment for a while, and then I will direct message them.
Yeah. Okay. And you have a lot of people that message you back?
It's a good, 50-50 and stuff. Like I do know, like I would try to like comment on, just try to get like someone to talk to me direct message first. And that did not work. Now that I'm spending more time and liking those lists and able to go in there and like and comment, they're used to starting to see my name up more, and it's working better. So these are just some things that I've been starting to do more. But making those lists and being able to click on the hearts and stuff, they just kind of help see my name. And then I'll be like, oh, I've started to see your stuff more, like, oh yeah, I've seen your name pop up. So they're kind of seeing that familiarity.
Okay. That's good.
Anybody else? Question?
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Timmi, how do you share a story versus a post, and how do you view someone's story?
Oh, okay. So let me share my screen real quick.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. Let me figure it out. All right. I just learned how to use this, like share your screen. Let me see here. Okay. Can you see my screen up now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get out this little man. Okay. So when you click on the button down at the bottom that looks like a home with a red dot, these are the stories. So you see me scrolling them? These are stories of other people. So this is where I've been saying that I've really gotten a lot of good interaction. Like if I click on her thing, these people are, she's really cute. I've been talking to her a lot. She's a teacher. So I'll comment on something that she's talking about, or I'll send her down at the bottom. It says send message. Can you see that? I just comment on that. Now it works really good with like her. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that was a great breakfast. How did you like it? So I can talk to her about that. They already kind of know Instagram because they're using stories. And so they seem to be more familiar with having to, use direct message. So I've sat here and I did this Friday before Easter, and I just went through and watched some of the stories, and when they switched, I would message some of the people, and I got so much interaction from the people that were using the Instagram stories and going to their stories and commenting. Like, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. What kind of puppy is that? Or something like that. You could do that for that one. I'm not sure if you're behind me or not, but a lot of them I talked to about decorated cookies or cakes and things like that. And so I was able to message them through that. And then the way we add stories is, do you see the little camera in the top left-hand corner?
Yeah.
Okay. You can actually take a picture right there.
Okay.
Okay, you could take a picture right there, and at the bottom it says add your story. And so you can add your story there. And you can also do the same thing. Oh, my mirroring stopped. Can y'all still see?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Aw, it stopped working. But you can also, whenever you can click on there, and if you swipe down or up, it'll bring up all your old posts. So if you took a picture with your normal camera, you can still go ahead and use an old post.
Okay.
Does that help you?
You kind of use it like a personal journal entry, kind of?
Kinda. Like Snapchat is very much like behind the scenes and stuff like that. And so, and that's what the stories is made to be like for the people that wanted to do Snapchat. And so it's definitely behind the scenes. So like I'll snap pictures throughout the day when we're doing something, but that doesn't mean I'll put it on Facebook, and that doesn't mean I'll put it on my actual feed. This is just kind of behind the scenes. And so I've been using it really as my journal for all of my food. And so I'll tell people like, hey, if you want to see what I eat every day, you can check out my stories, and my stories will show you everything that I eat from, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and stuff like that. So I'll post my breakfast, and every day I'll post, I usually have 15 stories each day at least about different things. And so then people will comment to me about different things, but you can use your photos that you used in the last 24 hours, you can use to add to that. So it's just kind of another way. And you can actually even see, if you swipe up, I believe, you can see who has looked at it. And so you can see how many people have looked at it, and you can see if it's repetitive people looking at it. Obviously, if someone is clicking on you and going back to it, they have somewhat of an interest in either of your goofy posts or your food, or they have some interest in you and they've connected with you somehow. So it gives you a chance to reach out to that person. And I just have said, hey, thanks. I noticed you've been checking out my stories. I appreciate it. You know, I just, you know, is there, if they liked more food posts, you can talk about that, or you can just say, I appreciate your support of checking out my stories. I just love sharing my journey, you know, this and that.
Okay.
Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, can you share the 531 again?
Yeah, so you're gonna like 5 of their posts. You're going to comment on 3 of their posts, and then the 1 is you are gonna follow them. And I feel like I do it in that order because I feel like, you know, you can like your picture, like the post, then you I've commented, and then you followed them. So I feel like you kind of added a little bit of value and like, hey, I really kind of connect with you, and then I follow them. And so then that kind of, they tend to go ahead and, you know, do the same. They might not do the same for you, but they'll probably definitely check you out and decide if you're someone that you want to be with. So that's considered an ad. You know, on Facebook, you send a friend request that they accept, that's your ad. And then, so this is kind of your way of sending a friend request. It's kind of just like the little rule is what they talk about.
Awesome.
Anybody else?
So will you share your slides with us, you said?
Yeah, I will, because I knew it was a lot of information, so I just figured I would make the slides so that y'all can have access to download them and look up the names of stuff.
So have you had challengers come from Instagram like recently then?
Yeah, I've had 2, and then like I said, my Sunday night post, I had 2 woohoo forms filled out, and so we're talking right now. So, and it's been since I've started, you know, implementing a little bit more of the stuff and using the commenting and stuff like that a little bit more, trying to keep better track of it. I think the commenting was probably the big thing. Sometimes I would forget to go back and even look because you get all these likes and stuff. And so obviously the more hashtags you use, you're going to get more likes. And so kind of it fills your feed and you kind of lose the comments. But I made it a point to go back and actually do those comments. So like my over Easter, and I kind of took a little break from, you know, answering a ton of messages over Easter. And Sunday I was like, oh my gosh, I have 12 Instagram messages. I've never usually had 12 Instagram messages. And that was really fun that Friday of going through other people's stories and commenting on their story, and it really just started helping conversations rolling. So several of them were bakers and some of them were teachers, and we just kind of talked about classroom organizing, and the other people we talked about, you know, how many Easter cookies they made and how many, you know, sets do they make custom, do they do group sets and stuff, and it just kind of created our conversation that it can lead to my funnel of inviting when I feel that we're got to that point.
That's awesome.
Good.
So, all right. I think that was a lot of information. Really good information. I'll probably have questions. You know, I'll be messaging you. All right.
Well, anyone, you're welcome to.
Hey, when do you
But
leave?
I'll download the
Friday? Do you leave Friday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.